5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
What's up? What's up, fight fans? How you guys doing today? Welcome to another edition of Warriors Edge Boxing. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Ryan, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right. Welcome to another edition, folks, of Web Boxing 101 podcast, live from El Paso, Texas, here at the Warriors Edge Boxing Gym and facilities at the 915. We have a great show for you guys. And with us today is former champion. I used to see this guy on the screen, HBO Boxing, big fights. He's fought the likes of Andy Lee, Sergio Mota, Rocky Fielding, the Mandingo Warrior, James Kirkland. He's also had memorable fights and notable victories like Andy Lee and Sergio Mota. Ladies and gentlemen, live from Austin, Texas, Brian Vera. Brian, how are you, my friend?
Thank you for having me on, man. I'm trying to make a good comeback, and I really appreciate you guys having me on, man.
Right on, man.
It's a pleasure, man, to have you on with us here at the show, man. It really
yes, sir. I appreciate you guys, man.
You got it, man. Thanks for joining us. And folks, tonight's podcast is being presented by Toro Taxes, all right? Sponsored by Toro's Taxes in 140 North Canazo from Horizon City, Texas. You want to, for all your tax needs, 915-222-8282. Also, people are commenting. Feel free to comment. We'll share it online. If you want to ask Champ a question, feel free to ask them. But, Ryan, tell us a little bit about yourself, growing up in school, family. You're just a hometown Texas kid, right?
Yeah, I was born in Lubbock, Texas. I moved to Fort Worth, Texas, by Dallas when I was like 7 years old. My dad was a heavyweight boxer, so he turned pro in Fort Worth, Texas, man. So, but as a kid, my dad never wanted his sons to fight. So it was like he kept us away from it. But, as time went on, what was going on. But he was all in as we got older. But he didn't want us to go through that hard times, man. Like, boxing is a tough sport, man, for anybody. I don't give a fuck who you are. It's rough, man. It's tough, and it's a dirty life sometimes. So, but luckily I've been fortunate enough to get the right people behind me and done well with myself, man. But damn, it's been a rough road. I ain't gonna lie, and I'm trying to still keep going.
Well, because it's just the person that you are, right? I mean, even if it's so rough, why continue to do it? Why do you? Is it because your family? I know your brother. Now your dad dated your brother. Now you're just a family. Is it in your blood? I mean, there's not that many type of individuals like you.
You got my half brother Leonard Garcia fights UFC. You got my real brother Gilbert Vera, who he was 10-1, got a brain injury, stopped boxing. Then you got my oldest brother who's in and out of prison for fighting. I'm like, man, it's in my blood. Goddamn, it's just there's no other way to say it. Like, it's hard to give it up right now, but luckily I've gotten around the right people now to where hopefully I have a life after boxing. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's about. I think that you can't do it forever. Damn, even if you make good fights and good money. I've been fortunate enough to make good money. If you ain't got the right people behind you, shit, because where you're knucklehead, you're crazy, shit, you'll blow it and you'll go the other way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, you keep mentioning the right people behind you.
Yes,
I know in your corner, you mean coaches, staff?
I think coaches, friend, everybody. Hell, honestly, man, I think that one bad person could take you the other way. It only takes one person to get you sidetracked. But I'm fortunate lately to have the right people, girlfriend, their mom, everybody's behind my back and we're going the right way. But man, it only takes that one fucking knucklehead to get you all sidetracked. That's it.
Herman?
Yeah, it's true, man. It's true. It's like he says, boxing is not something where you say, you know what, I'm going to go try boxing today.
Hell no.
You got to have the balls to walk through that gym and train and do for so many years. So boxing is a whole different sport. It's not. We don't do this shit for fun. We don't do this shit for fun.
No, hell no.
you do it for a paycheck and to kick some ass, and it just gets in your blood, man. But I can relate to what Brian's saying.
You're trying to make that money grow.
That's right.
Yeah, it's a tough sport, man. Tough upbringing, Lubbock, and then right now you're in Austin, Texas, correct?
It paused on me, I think, guys.
It's okay. I mean, we'll get you back.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Brian. So now you're in Austin, Texas, correct?
Yes, sir. I've been here for 30 years now, man. Yeah, Austin.
Wow.
Texas.
So does Austin embrace you, man, as a pro fighter?
Oh, they do, man. I've been doing this for a long time now. I'm almost 20 years professional, so I have ups and downs. I did the Contender, and then I fought ESPN, HBO. So I got some fucking people that look up to me, and I got some that are like, the party guy Brian, he's back, he's gonna fuck up again or do something like that. But it's up and down for me, man. But for the most part, this is my town, man. They all look out. They look out for me for sure.
Well, that's good, Brian. And you're Texas, so you're our brother, man, because we're here in El Paso, Texas. And you know what, Brian? I mean, whenever you're in this side of town, you have your gym here, okay, my friend?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you guys, man. Yeah,
so
when y'all come to Austin, y'all welcome to mine as well.
Yeah, and tell us a little bit about your gym, Brian. How long has that been going on?
We got it about a year and a half ago. It's called Blindside Boxing Gym. And it's me and a guy that owns a tattoo shop. We got it going. He has a son. He's going to be, he's ninth grade in high school. But that little kid got some skills, man. He's ended up being a good fighter. Anyhow, we got it going there. And I train fighters and I train myself. It's a good boxing gym. It's where you want to be when you're in Austin because there's not much boxing in Austin, man. You got to go to Houston, Dallas, Austin, Texas is a bunch of soft ass people. I ain't gonna lie, man. It's a hippie kind of like I like
it's all about tennis.
They ain't trying to fight over here, bro.
Well, I mean, so you mentioned that little kid. How's the amateur scene over there for like the LBC? I mean, are you guys involved in that, the amateur scene?
Yeah, 100%. Because his son, like I said, the guy that I run the gym with, his son's in the ninth grade. He boxes. That's all he does. But he's like a national champion and all that. So yeah, the boxing scene's getting a lot better over here in Texas, man. And Austin, especially, Austin didn't have no boxing hardly. It was me and Kirkland, James Kirkland. And we ended up fighting each other, and that was all there was. Me, him, and maybe you remember. I don't know if y'all remember Jesus Chavez.
Yep.
That's probably the last good one that came out of Austin.
So yeah, and then I remember more of James Kirkland and you in my era, right? So let me tell you, now that you mentioned the Mandingo Warrior, and believe it or not, Brian, I mean, I remember me in the Contender. Two names that stood out in Texas around that area was you and James Kirkland. But what stood out about James Kirkland was his training regimen with Ann Wolf. Did you ever train with him like that? Or tell us a little bit about that. Is the farm around there? Is it a ranch in Austin? It was crazy fucking training.
Oh, crazy, bro. Ann Wolf's a nutbag. She's good people, but she's the thing about me and him is we got probably different, bro. Like boxing was like a second nature. I junior across baseball and stuff. So James Kirkland, he was strictly boxing. I wasn't strictly boxing for a long time because I went to baseball was my first love. You know what I mean? So I did that for a long time.
Oh shit!
I didn't start really boxing until I was 20 years old. So people don't know that, but I didn't start still really boxing until I was 20 years old, and I still got with those motherfuckers been boxing since they were little kids. But of course, my dad was a heavyweight pro, so I got brought up learning little basic stuff, but I was a baseball player, man, for a long time. And then me and Kirk used to spar each other here in Austin, and I was very inexperienced, but I was still good with him. Just out of toughness, man. You know, just out of grit and trying to fight. and then finally we fought each other. But the thing about people don't know is I was 190 pounds when they caught me to fight James Kirkland. And I had to get down to 157 and a half.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, 157 and a half for 6 weeks. So I said, fuck it, they're paying me good money.
Yeah.
The hard-headed that I am, I said, let's go do it. So I ain't making no excuses. I'm just telling the truth, but it was I didn't eat for a week and then I fought him. So it should have been different, but it was what it was. I respect
it was. Yeah, it was a good fight too, man.
Yeah, and I respect the guy, bro. I really do. I do. He's a good gentleman, man.
Do you still talk to him? And is he still in Austin?
He is still in Austin. He went to San Antonio to fight, but then he just recently got knocked out. But he, they try to build him back up. But he's doing his thing. He's doing his thing. He was in Austin. I think he lost his house, and I think he's back now.
Well, my best to James Kirkland, man.
Yes, sir.
I mean, I know he just recently got knocked out. Then, and of course, the most famous one was against Canelo Alvarez on his knockout. That was at Minute Maid Stadium in Houston, correct?
Yes, sir. James.
So,
strong.
Go ahead.
James is a strong bastard, bro. He's tough. He's strong.
And you know what, Brian? Let me tell you. You know what attracts me to like a James Kirkland. I mean, yourself. Like for example, it was a rough upbringing for him, right? And there's so many kids that we even have in our gym like that, and we want to help those kids, man. You know what I mean? Because boxing is a magnet to kids that need a lot of guidance and help, especially today. Do you agree, Brian?
Bro, 100%, especially right now with all the shit going on. Like, not just. I think everybody needs like some kind of structure in their life, and I think boxing right now is something that can bring a lot of that to kids, man, especially kids that are growing up. Like they don't have to be a professional boxer, but I think boxing will help them to show respect and just do something that they love. But it does something, bro. It changes you. It makes you more of a respectful man.
Yeah.
It brings, and I think a lot of kids need that right now, especially during all the bullshit that's happening.
I think boxing gives them a big structure, where they got a schedule, they got discipline, it's motivation. So yeah, you're right about that, 100%.
And then you see them grow up, man, and you see them successful, and I guess that's been my biggest. Me running the gym, Brian, that's been my biggest, and me and my family, my wife and my kids, that's been my biggest satisfaction because this is a hobby that I have. I have a job that I have to come here, but that's been my biggest satisfaction seeing kids
100%.
Be successful, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Especially right now. Now, man.
Yeah, it's horrible. So we talked about James Kirkland against Canelo. So this past weekend we saw Canelo Alvarez defend his title versus Avni Yildirim in a return to kind of a normality event, right? There was 21,000 people in the crowd. It was back to normality, right? We all want to go back to normality. I know things will never be the same, Brian. Like HBO will never come back. I miss HBO broadcast. But what was your take on the fight and on everything around leading to the fight? His opponent, Canelo's opponent, the mandatory clause. Where did they get this mandatory? What was your take on the whole shebang bang show? 7-minute fucking dance and all that.
I mean, honestly, I think, man, Canelo's been around so long and done so well that he deserves something like that. Like, goddamn, everybody's like, oh, they give him easy opponent. I said, but he fights everybody. He fights tough fight. Rocky Fiddler wasn't an easy fight, man. Rocky Fiddler wasn't no bum.
Rocky Fiddler was a tough guy when you fought him.
100% Rocky Fiddler. Not Rocky Fiddler. I'm sorry. What's the guy Canelo fight? Not Rocky Fiddler. UK. Smith.
Yeah, it was Caleb Smith.
I'm sorry, I got him mixed up. Caleb Smith. But he's a tough guy. But nobody gives him credit. Nobody gives him credit for going there and knocking him out.
Well, how come nobody gives him credit, Brian? What do you think?
I think he's a beast, bro. I think that he's on another level. I think people are just jealous and like envy and ugly of it. But I tell him, look, motherfucker, he's one of the best. And he's at his best right now. Like, let him do it. Like, don't hate on him. He should motivate you to work harder to do better because right now he's at his best, bro. I mean, there's no hate towards Canelo. Don't get me wrong, shit. If I got the fight, I'd take it. Yeah. I I
right?
fight him, and I give my best, but he is good, bro. He's on another level. I mean, don't you guys agree? He's on a whole other level, man.
Yeah, I think. What do you think, Herman?
Oh, he's at another level, absolutely. We were just talking about him the other day at the gym. But I think his opponent didn't do him any good, and neither is his next fight that he's going to fight.
Who's he fight? Saunders?
Yeah,
Saunders.
It's going to be a Billy Joe Saunders.
Going to whoop his ass.
Hey, but I'm going to tell you right now, don't count that little tough motherfucker out, bro. He's slick. The thing about him, though, he's a gypsy guy over there in Ireland. I know who he is. You can't count him all the way out, though, because he does have enough slickness to get to outbox. But he's tough. I think if Canelo gets inside on him, though, he'll wear him down. But don't count Saunders out just yet, bro. I'm telling you. He's tough. Even though
and you know what? He'll fight him at a 168, I believe. And there's talks about it. It's going to be in Texas. It's going to be a probably Texas fight, maybe at AT&T Stadium in Dallas. There's been talk about that. Yeah, Billy Joe Saunders is not a pushover. But Avni Yildirim, I mean, like I said, and I agree with you, Brian, to some extent as well, that, it's a fight. He's fought tough opponents. But let me ask you a question here. How come people are not satisfied with Canelo Alvarez? Why do they keep harping on him? Yeah, he's fought a lot of people. I mean, the mandatory clause.
Man, I think it's just hate, bro. I think that they just don't, they don't want somebody to level to success, man, because he's so high and successfully making so much money. I think people hate on him. I give him respect, bro. I really do. Like, I don't know him personally, but and I would fight him. Don't get me wrong, but I'm saying that
he's in your weight class, I think, right?
Yeah, he fights in all kinds of fucking weight classes. Now
he fought Amir Khan.
54 to 75 fucking weight class, man. He's tough.
And he's gonna stay at 168.
I think so, yeah. I think that he's stronger. I think he fought what's his name? Kovalov at 75.
175, and he went down. He didn't want to stay there. He wants to unify the 168-pound. So he's gonna fight everybody in the division. Afterwards, he's gonna be fighting hopefully in September. Caleb Plant, maybe.
That'd be a good fight.
That'd be a good fight too.
But I think he knocks Caleb Plant out too, man.
I think so. Well, it'll be a tough fight. We'll see too. Benavides here is about to fight another fighter that I don't even. Again, he's also on the running to fight Canelo. But I think the only good thing one good thing that came out of this past weekend's fight, folks, is that it brought back boxing, the normality of boxing. It was 21,000 people in an outdoor stadium. People got together, we grilled, we talked, it was just brought people together, bring them back to normality.
Drink a few beers. Yeah.
You can't drink, Brian, because you're on training.
Yeah, not right now, but you know how it is.
Hey, man, we got to drink some beers, man.
Yeah, 100%.
Hey, Brian, do you think boxing is broken? In the sense that there are too many champions, too many belts. We're talking about the unification, silver champs, all that, and people are just getting tired of this. What was your take on? I mean, Dana White, has been known to bash boxing. The UFC president and CEO, he has been very vocal on boxing dying. What is your take on that? Of all his comments that he said about boxing, that it's dying, that it's not incentive, et cetera, et cetera.
I don't think so, man. I think that you talking about the UFC guy.
Yeah, Dana White. He's known to bash boxing.
UFC, to me, in my opposed to boxing. First of all, I got a brother, Leonard Garcia, who fights. They don't pay boxing money. So, if anything, boxing gives more credibility just because they treat their fighters better. They pay them real money. They pay their fighters real money. You got UFC main events making $300,000. You got boxing main events making $3 million.
Okay, but in the same token, Brian, do you think that, like what he said, Dana White said that boxing should have an incentive? Like, for example, if they would have asked Avni Yildirim, "Hey, man, come out to the 7th round and you get a bonus check of $3 million," you think he would have came out? Incentives.
No, he would have gotten his ass kicked.
But he would have got it. But Herman, he would have gotten $3 million.
Yeah, but you know what? Dana White's a businessman. He calls his conflict to bring in more money.
100%.
So you got these people saying fuck boxing, fuck UFC, but that brings out the crowds, man.
He ain't no dummy.
The crowds.
He ain't no dummy. He knows.
He's like Muhammad Ali when he would give shit to Joe Frazier. Boy, he brought out the crowds, man. So it's all business. It's all business.
Yeah, I mean, but he's been known to bash boxing. That boxing is broken. He's been real vocal on YouTube.
Yeah, because if he gets rid of boxing, then he makes the most money because
true.
No competition. If he can get rid of boxing, bro, he's the big show. Like, but I'll tell you what, he'll never get rid of boxing.
No, boxing is here to stay.
Here to stay. It was here long before us, and it ain't going nowhere. That motherfucker got 100%.
Hey, Brian, tell us about your dog. That's a cool fucking dog, man. What's his name?
I got a couple of them. Which one? The white one?
The white one. The white one.
His name is Rocky.
Do you have him there?
Yeah, Rocky.
Where is he at? Have you seen him, Herman?
Hold on 1 second.
He has colored eyes, right, Brian?
Yeah, he got two different. He got a gray eye and a brown eye.
And his name is Rocky, just like our dog.
Man, they're asking about the dog. Come here.
Can we interview him?
they want to interview the dog. Rocky, look at
Look at him, Herman. Look at him, man.
Oh, he's like,
shit.
He's got eyes. He's got eyes like my mom's bulldog. They're different colors.
Look at him, man.
He's a trip, boy. Yeah.
What about the other dogs? What do you have over there, Brian?
It's a bull terrier and look at
What are the names, Brian? It's Brocky and who else?
This Coco is Coco, Lemmy, and Rocky.
Oh man, look at Rocky, man. I love that dog, man.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh fuck, I was sleeping.
Yeah. No, they're a trip. They're a trip, bro. They're good. They're good fucking dogs. Look at them.
That's so cool, man.
They love each other.
Yeah, man. I know you post a lot of pictures of him. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, man. Me and my girl got these dogs a while back, man. They just, they're a trip. Hey, they're fucking dogs will change you, bro. I guess just like kids. I don't have no kids yet, so that's why.
Yet.
Not yet. I got close.
Hey, so okay, now let's talk here. Julio Cesar Jr. You met him twice. The first time you were absolutely, positively robbed. We all saw it, and hard work did not pay off. Unfortunately, that's boxing. What do you think happened on the first fight? You got robbed, man. It was a very good fight, but you fucking took it to that clown.
It was tough, man, because after the fight, Ronnie Shields, and I know you guys know Ronnie Shields.
Yeah,
Ronnie.
We're gonna talk about him right now.
Well, he was like, Brian. He was like, right after the fight, he goes, no matter what the decision is, you beat him, because he kind of felt it. He felt like it happened. He goes, even after the second fight, I fractured my hand the second round, second fight, but Ronnie was like, I still think you beat him. He goes, don't listen to bullshit. And then he wasn't that agreeable about the BKB fight with what's his name?
Gabriel Rosado.
Yeah, because he was like, you just fight at 168. You're heavier now. I had to go back to 160. That was hard, bro. That it took a lot to fucking out of me. It took me, I lost 15 pounds a week in Vegas to get to that fight, and I trained very weak. So people don't see their side of boxing, though. They just see the fight.
Of course, they don't see what it really takes to get there, man.
You gotta make the fucking weight. You gotta hydrate properly. There's so much shit that goes on that people don't see, but it's okay. It's okay. Just, they got to know though that there's a lot more behind the scenes than they think.
So I mean, so let's skip here. You talked about the Chavez fight. We all thought you won the first fight, but then you mentioned, and I'm going to skip here because I'm going to talk about the second fight of Chavez in a bit. But you mentioned the bare knuckles fight that you had with Gabriel Rosado. Tough motherfucker too, man.
Yeah, he is.
And you know what? Bare knuckles. Chop Chop Corley is about to fight next week. I think it's next week. I'm not sure.
Well, he's fighting the real bare knuckles. That my brother Leonard Garcia, my half brother. We had the same dad, different moms. So he took her last name. He's the main event in that fight. Leonard Garcia.
Oh, we're on the card that Chop Chop's fighting on?
Yeah, Chop Chop's a co-main.
Oh shit! I didn't.
Yeah,
So, you know that we trained here, Chop Chop. He trained at my gym here for a while, a year.
Yeah, in Vegas.
He trained here, so we know
okay.
Chop Chop, and Herman was one of the trainers for Chop Chop. And so, how was bare knuckle? Tell us a little bit about that experience. How did it go, Brian? I mean, how different is that from boxing? Tell the viewers here.
Well, to me, it was, it intrigued me because they're like, "Hey, we're gonna obviously they're gonna pay." They're like, "We'll pay you $100,000. It'd be the first big boxing knockout show." The thing about it is, you say bare knuckle, but it's not bare knuckle. It was big. We wore 8-ounce gloves. It wasn't like bare knuckle. But it was man. They spent a lot of money. They made a good. They made it worthwhile, bro. But it was more like a show. What's his name? The fucking I can't think of his name. They had a bunch of celebrities there. It was just more of a show than anything. Even though we still fought, it was like a bunch of celebrities out there. Y'all know that guy Dan Bisling or whatever.
Another what?
Y'all know that guy Dan Bisling or Bisling or something.
No.
He's like kind of anyhow. It was just like a show, man. We fought. Don't get me wrong, but it was too much shit going on, bro.
Too much stuff, yeah.
Yeah, it was too much stuff going on.
So, hey, Brian. I mean, you want to comment on anything, Herman?
No, I'm listening. I'm learning some stuff from him today about fighters.
Hey, so let me ask you something there, Brian. How hard does this guy hit? Is Gabriel Rosado a tough motherfucker, man?
Oh, he
looks tough.
He's tough. He's not that he hit that hard. He set you up, but he was tough, bro. It was a tough fight. Like, I mean, everybody calls me the Warrior shit, and you have to be tough. I'm not gonna lie. I know that I get there and fight your ass hard.
How's the preparation for bare knuckle fighting versus regular boxing for you? What do you have to change?
Basically, we fought in a fucking 16 by 16 circle with no ropes, and on top of that, the cushion that you had in the ring was formatted for you not to be able to move around. So there was no. It was almost like you were fighting in small pillows, and Gabriel Rosado would say the same thing. When you moved around, you squished, so it was a fucking lot of work to get to stepping around. It was basically meant for you to get in there and fight. Like, you couldn't go nowhere. We did try to box a little bit. Don't get me wrong. That's what. Fuck, you had to fight, bro. You had to stay right in the pocket, and if you don't have the energy to do it, you're gonna be in trouble. And that's kind of where I was at. I started off pretty good, but round I was like, shit, I can't fucking even move. God damn. It was a little 16 by 15 circle, and there was no ropes. So it was a whole different thing, man.
Wow. Hey, and people, and again, once again, folks, we are.
How many rounds? How many rounds is there?
7 2-minute rounds.
Okay. What was it again, Brian? You cut up there. What was it?
It was 7 2-minute rounds.
7 2-minute rounds, Herman.
Yeah, but if you go back and look at it, and you actually, now that I told you what it was, you'll see a little circle, and you'll see that it's like a fucking. It was like jumping on marshmallows, man. You couldn't. It's not meant for you to box. It's meant for you to stay there and bang, and put on a show. Like if you're a runner type, if you're a boxer, don't ever go into that. I'm not a boxer either, so. It made sense for me. It just Gabriel Rosado got the best of me that night, man.
So in the bare knuckles contest, are you wearing boxing shoes or it's like MMA? You're barefooted?
Yeah, boxing shoes.
Okay, and it's a circle. I'm gonna check. I have to check that out, but I know.
Yeah. Y'all gotta look. Y'all look it up.
I gotta look that up.
I know it's on, and they're gonna show it. I think the Chop Chop contest and that card is gonna be on.
But Chop Corley and them, they're fighting bare knuckle. That's got tape. That's a real bare knuckle fight. Ours was different. Ours was big knockout boxing. They're fighting they're fighting a whole different thing. They're fighting bare knuckle. We fought big knockout boxing with the small gloves, but not bare knuckle. Chop Crowley and them, they're fighting bare knuckle.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's fucking crazy, man.
Yeah, crazy, bro. And he's already old. He's already like 45 years old.
Yeah.
or 48, or I don't know what the fuck something.
Yeah, no. How old is he, Herman? He's up in age already, huh?
He's past his mid-40s.
Yeah, like 48 years old or some shit like that, man.
Yeah.
He's the thing about him, he's always kept in great condition, man.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he's in shape.
But when you get hit, that condition goes out the door.
Yeah, 100%. It's going to be Chop Chop Corley versus Barnett, March the 19th in Biloxi Civic Center.
Yeah, the main event is my half brother Leonard Garcia.
All right, man. We'll check that out. Leonard Garcia. Yeah. We'll get there. So let's go back to that second fight on the Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Brian. The second fight was a little bit different.
Yes, sir.
Chavez was different at that time. You can actually see it was different. There was a point deduction in which I thought was wrong. Remember that point deduction? So then you came back in round 8, and that was an epic round, and it was a very good fight. And but the boxing critics had Chavez winning. Can you tell us a little bit about the second fight against Chavez Jr.?
Well, the second fight, man, like same situation. We came out there, like Ronnie Shields goes, Brian, out there and with your jab, get behind that jab and get going, which I did. But then I threw a left hook, and Chavez got a big ass hard head, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Like I fought him twice. He's got a hard head. So I threw a left hook and I hurt my hand. So I came back to the corner in the third round. I told Ronnie, I said, I think I broke my hand. He's like, Brian, we gotta use that jab though. So I still, throughout the fight, went to moving around, stepping around, doing things that I don't typically do, but we trained so hard for this stuff that I was able to box a little bit. And it was able to keep me in the fight the whole time. But then I started landing right hands on him and stuff, and I think he took me lightly again. I think he wasn't that active. I was expecting him to jump on my ass and try to stop me, but he stayed back a little bit, and he tried to counter and do things. And then, so in the fight, Ronnie goes, you fought his ass for 10 or actually 9 rounds with a broken hand. And he still thought you beat him, man. But it's boxing, bro. And if you got the name like Chavez does, you got to knock him out, or you got to get close to it, right? I mean, it's just what it is.
You were fighting Chavez, his dad, and everybody else behind that organization.
Thank you, bro.
Impossible.
100%. 100%.
Hey, Brian, and then was the fans more to you? I believe it was in San Antonio, Texas, correct?
And they were more for me in California than they were in San Antonio. And I'm from Austin, Texas, like 45 minutes away from San Antonio. the Mexicans in San Antonio love Chavez, bro. I was like,
I know, man.
Oh, yeah.
You fought in Carson, California. The first fight was in Carson Center, right? The Home Depot Center.
Bro, they love me better there than fucking my own hometown. Oh, swear to God, bro.
Hey, Brian, how's the training going right now? I mean, for this.
Oh, it's going real good. It's going real good.
17th. So, where are you at right now at the level at your peak? When do you hit that peak point?
Right now, we're doing real good. We still got almost 8 weeks, so that's when we start doing real hard sparring. He's one of the popular trainers in Texas. He trained Jesus Chavez. Do you remember Jesus Chavez? He fought Mayweather, Jesus Chavez.
A long time ago. He's your trainer.
His trainer's my trainer now. And man, he's real strict, he's real disciplined, and he's what I need. He's real defensive minded. And y'all know I ain't fucking defensive guy. I want to bang your ass. Hit me.
Yeah, you're gonna be in the middle.
So now he's got me doing some things I've never done really before, and it's working. It's working right now with who we're working with. So I'm hoping that I get to go open another door up that people don't expect. Last year I got a couple of first round knockouts against some bums, so I can set myself up. So now it's time to really try to evolve myself and try to get myself back in the mix. I'm trying to get another paycheck.
And what have you heard about this Ball guy? What's his kind of style of fighting? Kendrick Ball, right?
Yeah, he's more of a lazy guy who lays back on the ropes. He ain't really fought anybody, man. So the one guy he fought was from Texas, from South Texas, knocked him out. Or I'm sorry, dropped him twice and he won decision. And then the guy that did that lost 6 fights in a row. So he's not going to be anything. I'm not going to take him lightly. But I see myself winning. I'll give myself a third Chavez fight. That's what we're working on right now.
So, that was the next one I was going to ask you. April 17, you have your. I'm going to say your comeback fight is not. He's not a pushover, Kendrick Ball.
No, sir.
So, how's the things going with the third fight with Chavez? Have you gotten any response? Because you know what, Chavez just fought and he fought that Cáceres guy and he carried across. So that's it. He wants to probably have a rematch. So what are your chances of you getting another Chavez fight?
The promoter having was Chris Trady from Boston. Brian, all we gotta do is win this fight, and he talked to his promoter, and they said that it'll be a third fight in Texas. So I said, man,
it's got to be here.
It's got to be in El Paso, right?
Yeah. It's gonna
be anywhere but Mexico.
Texas. They say it's gonna be in Texas. So all I gotta do is go handle business on the 17th, man. And what he's saying is, Brian, we're gonna fight Chavez next. And so I said, shit, I don't want to talk too soon, but I'm gonna handle business, and then we'll get to fight again. And I'm gonna tear Chavez's ass up.
Fuck yeah.
I got to, bro. I got to.
Hey, Brian, have you ever visited El Paso?
Man, I went through there.
I
went through there. I didn't stop, but I think when I went to California, we drove one time to California a while back. You have to drive to El Paso, right?
Yep. Yeah.
And that's what we did. But I didn't stop. I remember driving through El Paso, and they looked to the left. They said, "That's
Juárez.
Juárez." I said, "Fuck that, keep going." I said, "Keep on going, bro."
You might have stayed there if you stopped by there, man.
Yeah, they might have kidnapped my ass. No, I like to have a good time like everybody else too, and have some drinks. And I said, if I stop at Juárez and I start drinking the shit, I ain't gonna kidnap my
forget about it.
I'm gonna fuck around and sleep one of the cartel's girlfriends, and they gonna kill my ass. Nah,
gotta be careful, man. You gotta be careful. So let me ask you about this fight here, April 17 with Kendrick Ball. How can people see it? How can we see it?
Right now, they're obviously during the pandemic and all that, so they're gonna send a link out. So we're friends on Facebook, so I'll put a link out. And then I'm also gonna have one of my people Facebook Live it, something to where everybody can see it. Like we did a couple fights Facebook Live and whatever works. But I think that initially they're gonna try to put it on a little small channel worldwide or whatnot. So
well, Brian, we'll be watching.
Yes, sir, man. I thank you guys for having me, and man, y'all keep your eyes peeled. I'm coming back, bro. I'm coming back.
Fuck yeah.
I'm gonna get back in the mix of this shit, and I'll be happy to talk to you guys next time after the win.
Yeah, hell yeah, and a victory, right? So, obviously that's the fight you want. What if Chavez doesn't go through? Do you have any other names that you might want to fight at your weight, which is going to be? Is it 164, 5?
168. 160. Yeah, the last two fights have about 175 just because they were just But I'm light heavyweight. Okay. Yeah, I was already walking around there, so we fought a couple of easy guys that, you still got to get ready. But normally 168 is the weight class.
All right, so Kendrick will be at 168. So champ, real quick, you're getting up in the dangerous age for a fighter. How old are you?
I'm 39 now. I turned pro when I was 23.
Damn, man. When would you think it'll be? So do you think the Chavez fight will be the end fight?
Man, I think it just depends. Like I got to be honest with you. Like I did turn pro 23, but I didn't have the amateur pedigree. I had 30 amateur fights, and I didn't take all that damage early on, so I still feel good. Y'all may not think so, but I still feel good. But I'm still attack. So it just depends, man. It's a funny sport because you just never know. Like they say, "Oh, Brian, you might be slurring." I said, "Motherfucker, I slurred when I was 18 years old before I boxed." So you never know, man. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
You take this guy out, Kendrick Ball, and then on the 17th, then you get that fight with Chavez, man. Just beating his ass, the name recognition should leap you to something big. So I'm hoping the best for you, man.
I thank you guys, bro. I appreciate you guys having me on, man. Much respect. Y'all seem like down to earth, humble ass people, and I appreciate that, guys.
Yeah, well, you have your home here at Warriors Edge Boxing. Whenever you come down, don't go to the left, go to the right.
I'm gonna take you guys out when I go through there for sure. What is it again?
Warriors Edge Boxing. We're friends on Facebook, but I'll put the.
But I'll let you know as soon as I hit that way. I'm gonna let you guys know. I'm gonna pop in there.
Yeah, come on in, Brian. It'll be fun to have you, man. Hey, champ. I know it's late over there in Austin, but we're gonna play a game called Rapid Fire. You ready?
Yes, sir. Come on.
All right, here we go. So we're playing Rapid Fire, folks, with the champ Brian Vera getting ready. He's gonna start training camp already. He's gonna beat some ass. He already started, but he's gonna get serious down and dirty with Kendrick Hall. So here's Rapid Fire being sponsored by Total Texas. Best thing about Austin, Texas, Brian, go.
It's a party town. If you like to party, Austin, Texas is where you want to be.
All right, so the party town. Hey, so you're a Texas boy. Do you know where Dr. Pepper was invented?
No, sir.
Dr. Pepper is a Texas drink, and it was invented in Waco, 1885. In case you didn't know that.
Right down the street, and I like Dr. Pepper.
And it was invented in 1885 in Waco, Texas. Just a little trivia.
Nice. Waco's about an hour away.
Well, best boxing movie?
The Rocky movies, bro. The Rocky movies.
All of them.
Right. All of them.
All of them. Your top Mexican fighter of all time?
Julio Cesar Chavez Sr., man. Fuck his son, but I love Julio Chavez.
That's pretty good, man. Favorite food?
Man,
what was that?
Chinese food.
What food?
Chinese. Chinese. I like Chinese
food. Yeah. What do you think Texas is famous for? If we wanted to, hey, we've never been to Texas. What is it famous for?
The barbecue.
Barbecue, yeah, barbecue.
100%. 100%.
Hey, Brian, name me one thing that people don't know about you.
What they don't know about me, man. That I like to drink. To be honest. I have to be honest. Yeah.
So I bet you it's hard when you're in training camp, right?
Oh yeah, 100%, man. But I drink whatever. But I like to have a good time, basically. But yeah, in training camp, when I would go with Ronnie Shields, it was easy because they'd lock my ass up. They'd be like, "You got to stay at this hotel, and you ain't coming out, motherfucker."
Yeah. Hey, so let me ask you. So we're gonna start rapid fire. So what about Ronnie Shields, man? He's a professional pro trainer.
Bro,
he trains the Charlo brothers.
100%. I was with him 5 years, so I got to know him like on a personal level, obviously, because spent a lot of time with him. But he's a real man. But the thing about him is he doesn't get a real tight relationship with his fighters. He has so many, so he kind of keeps. He did with me at a time, but he tries not to because they come and go. You know how fighters are, bro. They come and go, and you deal with so many good ones. He don't want to fucking be going crazy thinking about this fighter and that fighter and what's he gonna.
It's smart.
Yeah, he don't want to worry about like what happens to him. What happens to him? It's all business. He gets you there, he busts you, he gets you ready like he's supposed to, what he gets paid for. And then when it's over, he lets you go be how you gonna live your life. But he's like, man, I can't just fucking love everybody because he go crazy, bro. He got so many good people.
He has the Charlo.
He ain't got the Charlo brothers, which one of them left him to go with the guy from Dallas.
Exactly.
But I saw that coming a long time ago because I was with them before that, and there was just a lot of beef, man. When you got two twin brothers around the same level and they're just as good, there's always gonna be enviness and jealousy and all that bullshit.
So,
but
go ahead, Brent.
No, I was just saying I was right there in the mix, and both the Charles brothers, I sparred with both of them because they were coming up, so I got to see a lot of inside shit that people don't see. But yeah, that's kind of what it was, though. A lot of enviness and jealousy and stuff like that. But
so you've been around the Charlo brother. Let me ask you this. This is so cool, man, because we're getting insights here, Herman. Oh, is that Rocky?
Yeah, he's barking with her kids. They
probably want you to go to bed already. I'm sorry, Brian. So let me ask you a question. Do you think the Charlo brothers, any of them, Jamal or Jamal, have a chance with Canelo? Do you think they can beat Canelo Alvarez like they say they can beat him?
I don't know, man. I sparred both of them over 200 rounds apiece, honestly, because I was over 5 years. So I got to spend 2 or 3 rounds with both kids and I just don't. I don't want to be like biased because I know them. I just don't think so, bro. Because I was able to break them down at times, grit, and I know Canelo has that. So I just don't know if it's been a while. It's been a while.
Okay, it's been a while.
I don't know how much they've evolved since then. So
okay, all right. Well, I didn't mean to put you on that spot, Herman. Anything?
Yeah.
What do you think, Herman?
No, but I'm thinking the Charlo brothers are what, at 154?
154.
Yeah, that would be Canelo dropping all that weight.
He won't drop. Difference. They're gonna have to.
Of course not. He's not gonna drop.
Well, Jamel Charlo went to is 154, and then Jamal moved up to 160.
160.
Okay.
Yeah, he was WC champion at 160, and the other brother got 2 belts at 154. So
I hope that the brothers will fight Benavidez or somebody like that. You know.
Yeah, Benavidez tears his ass up. I think Benavidez is good.
Benavidez is badass, man.
He's good. Well, yeah, I think he's too much. He's too much. He's too much for them. At this point,
Benavidez is this guy that didn't make weight though, right?
He lost it on the scale.
That's just poor. That's not being a professional, man. That's the way I look at it.
It's ugly. It's ugly.
Benavidez is going to fight next week, I believe, Saturday, March the 13th on Showtime Boxing for the WBC super middleweight title eliminator, and he's fighting Ellis. Unknown fighter, but tough fighter. Let's see how Benavidez does. We'll see.
Ronald Ellis. He got knocked out.
Ronald Ellis. That's right.
He got to knock his ass out.
You think Benavidez is going to beat him?
He going to knock him out.
Oh, okay.
100%. Yeah, I think so, bro. I think so.
Let me ask you something. What is one of the most important things a fighter must have in training camp?
What's the most important things they should have?
Yeah, you should have in training camp.
Oh, just man, shit, a lot of things. But discipline.
Discipline. You agree, Herman? Discipline when you're in training camp.
He said it. You know, a lot of kids nowadays they're more worried about what trunks they're going to buy, what shoes they're going to buy, and it all comes down to just bring your balls. That's all. That's what you need, man. That's what you need in boxing.
But if you go through training camp, you gotta have discipline, and you gotta know how to say no to some shit, bro. Because some people
it's tough.
You gotta have discipline. Discipline is everything. Yes, sir.
Well, the last rapid question fire for is Alex Arguello versus Roberto Duran. Who wins?
Roberto Duran. I can't go against Roberto Duran. I know him personally. I got drunk with Roberto Duran, so I got
That is fucking awesome, man. We should have asked you a question. Which pro fighters others have you gotten drunk with? Roberto Duran. Not many people can say that.
De La Hoya, Roberto Duran, like Cup, man. The list goes on.
That's cool, man. Hey, Brian. Hey, Herman, you got anything else for Brian before we?
Oh, did you ever get drunk with Johnny Tapia?
Johnny Tapia, I seen him in San Antonio. No, I'm sorry. I was in Ronnie Shields, my first pro fight in Houston. Right before he passed away, man, he was all, I think, maybe coked out. I don't know. But we saw him in the elevator, bro, and he was like shaking and like twitching. And Ronnie goes, man, he does a lot of shit. I didn't know him personally at that time, but now I know what he was on.
No, and you know what? I knew Johnny personally because I trained him, and
yes, sir.
He was just natural like that. Sometimes you look at him like, what's wrong with this guy? He just shakes and blah, blah. You can't even understand what the hell he was saying.
Well, maybe you're right though. Maybe it was that because I honestly didn't know. But we got caught up in the elevator with him, and I was like, so high energy, bro. Like,
yeah, that he is. He was that way.
Herman, he used to drink Dr. Pip, or Dr. Pepper.
You drank a case of Dr. Pepper a day.
Yeah, I almost said, give me some of that shit. Right?
Shit, I don't know what was in that Dr. Pepper, but it worked. It worked for him.
But he seemed like a good guy, bro.
He was a good guy.
Yeah,
he was a good guy. Very humble.
He seemed like a real loving man too.
Yep. Had a lot of love for his family. I got to hand it to him.
The pride of Albuquerque, New Mexico.
100%.
Anub Hector says that Canelo beats Charlo twins right now. Maybe down the line they can beat Canelo, but Canelo right now is in his prime. Only way to beat him is with great boxing, the sweet science. And he also agrees that discipline is key. Hey, Brian, let me tell you something, my friend.
Jermell Charlo would give Canelo a lot of trouble. Jamal, he's too much of a big puncher trying to stay there. But Jermell Charlo would give Canelo the best fight, I think. Jermell.
Well, hopefully the boxing gods will grant us that, man, and we'll see some better fights after Billy Joe Saunders. Even though Billy Saunders is a crafty fighter, it's going to be a better fight than this past show.
Yes, sir.
Ryan, it's been a honor to have you on our show. I know it's already late over there in Austin, but thank you for staying up with us, man. Again, I'm going to tell you, Brian, anytime you're in El Paso, Texas, please stop by the Warriors Edge Boxing Gym. This is your casa, my friend.
I will 100%. Thank you guys for having me, man.
Hey, Brian, nice having you, man.
It was a pleasure talking to you guys, man.
All right, Brian. Hey, man, we'll send you off. Have a good night. Hey, man, say hi to your wife for us and the dogs, sir. Rocky, Coco, and who was the other one?
Rocky, Coco.
All right, man. Post it up, man. I'd like to see that. That's awesome, man. All right, Brian, have a good night. Stay tuned for that. Man. Brian Vera versus Kendrick Vaught, April the 17th for the vacant silver super middleweight. We'll see you later, Brian. Thank you so much, my friend.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Hey, Herman, what did you think, man? Class act guy, right? We're still on live, Herman.
He's good, man. That was funny. Crazy
man.
Stuff.
I mean, great stuff
about the
him, right?
Jr.
I like his dad, but this guy, right? That was pretty good. Classic Brian Vera, man.
And he's a good guy. I like him.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
He's gonna send you the link to that fight, man.
Yeah, so I'm gonna post it, guys. If you guys are listening, we'll post it up on the Boxing Reporter and on the web box. We'll post it out there so we guys can support Brian Vera. It was interesting too, folks, that what more better intel do we get when we tell them, hey, about the Charlo brothers, that they really could beat Canelo. This guy has sparred both of them.
Somebody has sparred with them.
Fighters. That's pretty good, man.
Yep, he's fought those guys, and he's fought some pretty damn good fighters. So he knows boxing.
Yeah,
that's what he's talking about.
You think?
Yeah.
Hey, Herman, what's that picture behind you, man? Tell the folks what's
this guy. This guy. Hold on. This guy behind me with a hat. That's Al Capone.
Al Capone.
Al Capone. You can mess with him now. He's gone.
Justin Martinez just posted badass. Keep the podcast coming. Hello to Herman, Tree, and Brian.
Hey, Justin, what's up, buddy?
Yeah, Justin is like the national champion. He's like ranked 2 in the nation in the competition shooting. He's a badass. You're gonna get to meet him pretty soon.
Good.
So I'd like to thank everybody for coming on the show, folks. It's been a great honor to have you guys. Every week we try to get better. Guess who we have in 2 weeks, March the 18th? We'll have professional trainer, none other than Joel Diaz. How cool is that going to be, Herman?
That's going to be damn cool, man. Got to get some tips from that guy.
Yeah, he's a ref. I mean, ref.
He was just a guy in what's his name's corner?
Yeah. What's his name?
SpongeBob.
Avneen Yildirim. He was there.
That guy. Whatever his name was. SpongeBob.
And you know what? It's important. I want to ask him. I mean, what happened in the third round during the start of the fourth round? Did he stop it? Did Yildirim didn't want to fight? Who waved it off? And you know what? If Joel Diaz stopped it, who better but him? He knows. At the end of the day, fuck the show. Fuck what everybody thinks. He's gonna want to save his fighter regardless of who he is. Am I right, Herman?
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of that, you wish somebody would have stopped the fight the week before when Bertel fought. You wish they would have stopped in that ninth round and said, "That's it. You're not going back after."
Well, they even talked about. They criticized the coach. How come they didn't stop Burchett? I mean, but you also. So that was also controversial, right? In the stoppage.
I think it was controversial. I mean, from a trainer standpoint, you got to look at it and say, why do you let this guy go back out? It was sort of like a Dooku Kim situation. He wasn't going to win. He was already getting his ass kicked in. Stop it. Save him for other fights. But now after that beating, I don't know if he'll ever come back at the same level anymore because that was a beating, man. He took an ass whooping.
Yeah, man. He took an ass whooping, man. That was horrible, man. But yeah,
and with all due respect, it was an ass whipping, but he's a macho. He stood in there with some big balls and fought till he couldn't fight anymore. But hey, there comes a time when you say, that's it, man. Let it go. we'll have more fights ahead of our.
That was a massive knockout. So yeah, I mean, so at the end of the day, the coach is also going to make sure that at the end of the day, their fighters are safe. Am I right?
Yep, absolutely.
Fox is planning an April 24 pay-per-view between former heavyweight champion, the return of Andy Ruiz, and former title challenger Chris the Nightmare Arreola. Two big heavyweights. People are criticizing this fight about fuck that I'm not going to watch. I think it's going to be very entertaining. I don't mind watching the fight.
You know what? I'm going to watch that because there's going to be some real chingazos. It ain't none of this dancing and moving around and dance. It ain't gonna be boxing. It's gonna be chingazos 100%.
That's gonna be fun to watch.
Yeah, and I don't know what are they? They're not fighting for a title, or is Budweiser involved in this?
No, there's no title. There's just big heavyweight champ. I guess Andrew Reese is trying to come back, and a good guy to pick was him.
The Cholo heavyweight champion of the world.
Yeah, it's being sponsored by Chuco 915
and Dickies
and
the guys that make the pants.
Family Dollar.
Yeah, Family Dollar and bandanas. A toda madre. Let's get it on.
A toda madre Productions.
Yeah.
That's going to be interesting. But, pay-per-view, really, man?
Nah, it's not even worth it.
Of course not. That's when anything. One card that's worth it is tomorrow night. Guess what? We have a pay-per-view tomorrow. It's going to be Clarissa Shields versus Marie-Eve Dicaire for the WBA, WBC, IBF, WBO female 154-pound title. That's going to be good to see. Clarissa Shields coming back and defending those titles. She is the women's champ. That's going to be on pay-per-view. And folks, if you have that Fight app, you can see it on Fight. Now, the good thing about Fight TV, when you see that fight, is that it's not that expensive. Austin Trout just fought there, and it was like $15. It was pretty cool, man. It's not these $90. I don't know how much this fight's going to be, but that'll be a fight tomorrow. This week's fight will be this one. That's the big one coming up. Clarissa Shields in that as well for the fight. So look out for that. Also, some upcoming amateur shows, guys. One of the most notable ones will be March 17th. That's going to be the Houston Junior Golden Gloves, starting Wednesday through Sunday. Host is West End Boxing. For more information, 281-507-1155. So as we are signing off already, folks, things are going to be opening up in Texas. We have the big Texas bag as our background. Hopefully, we get fights going, Herman. We're registered. We're ready to go. Hopefully, our
rock and roll, man.
Gets us some fights for our kids. We have 13 kids on our table here at Warriors Edge Boxing. So we want to get our kids busy. I know Odessa, all of them have been very busy already getting fights, but hopefully locally here, we get our kids some fights and ready to go. So we're excited. Hopefully the state opens it up, and we're ready, right, Herman?
Oh, ready. We've been ready for months, man. Good to see these kids continue to train, and it's good to, like they said, key is the discipline to this stuff. Some kids could have walked out of here and said, I don't want to do this anymore. And we do have those that walk out of here. But the ones that are dedicated and want to fight, they're still here. And those are the ones we work with.
Exactly. We got another message here. We got saying, going to be a great fight. This is Avenue Hector, going to be a great fight. Andrew is going to be champion again one day. I think him being with Team Canelo is going to bring out the best of him. Eddie Reynosa is the trainer. And if you've seen lately Andy Ruiz, he has shaved down some pounds. He does look way fucking better than when he fought Anthony Joshua. I guess that's his next thing. Maybe get to that level, at those big levels on the zone, and maybe get another chance at him. I don't think he'll get it. And maybe there's other opportunities. I mean, the second fight was horrible for him. I guess the money gets to him, whatever. But Hector thinks that Canelo is bringing out the best of him. And when you're surrounded with that stable of fighters, Canelo, Ryan Garcia, things get probably rub off on him, right, Herman?
Oh, yeah, absolutely, man. He learned a big lesson from taking everything for granted, and we're going to see how well he disciplined himself and what difference a team that stays on his ass does for him. Because that's one of the keys to – if you have a trainer that lets you do whatever the hell you want, you ain't going nowhere, man.
Exactly.
It's the whole purpose.
And you know what? Interesting that Brian Vera even mentioned. He said the trainer's everything, man. Yep. You know what I mean? He keeps the fighter guided. He keeps the fighter motivated and on the right path. It is everything. When you were training Johnny Tapia, Herman, how hard was that even to handle him? because he was off the grid, man.
It wasn't hard to handle him because he was very disciplined. We got in there every day and did 12 rounds on the mitt, so he knew what he was doing. You don't have to coach those guys. They already know what they're going to do. It's all a matter of just helping them train, assisting them with things, working on things, combinations, putting combinations together. But when a fighter is at that level, you don't have to tell him, hey, did you run this morning? Did you do this? No fighter, you should never have to ask a fighter if he ran. That's just part of the process of boxing. If you want to be a fighter, you're going to run. Simple as that. You don't have to announce it all the time.
And Johnny Tapia was good for that, right?
Johnny Tapia did his work. You didn't have to ask him anything. You knew the difference if he was running or not when you got in that ring and did 12 rounds on the mitts. Nobody can. I mean, 12 rounds is a lot.
And I know I saw the doc on him. I mean, he lived a pretty rough life, and he would be non-disciplined out of the ring. But when for example, he would be non-disciplined out of the ring. Correct me if I'm wrong, Herman, because of course you knew him. He would be non-disciplined out of the ring, like live a fast life, probably fucking get drunk, get party, and then the next day he'll fucking show up to the boxing gym and give you 100%. Correct?
Exactly. He would give you 100%. But then once he got into that zone where he was going to train, he knew the camp. That was like a job to him. It wasn't about messing around. So he stuck to his plan, and that's what made him such a great fighter. That's why he's in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, and we lost him, right? Vida Loca. Johnny Tapia will forever be in our hearts, man. In the boxing, I just keep seeing stuff. I mean, seeing YouTube fights on him. He was just an exciting fighter, and he brought people together in front of the TV to watch. We got a comment from David Munoz. Great coaches. More kids need to be involved in the sport. Also, the gym feels like home coach. Great fucking gym. Puro Warriors Edge. Thanks, David, for that, man. David is one of our fighters here. David fought pro here in El Paso, right?
Yeah, I remember watching David fight. I got a lot of pictures of him and stuff. Great fighter, man. I don't know why he stopped.
Great fighter, yeah.
He's still young.
He comes in here and works hard, man.
Yeah.
So, David, thanks for that gym. Yeah, Warriors Edge, folks, is in 3465 Lee Boulevard, Suite 233 in El Chuco, El Paso, Texas, 70936. Great for training camps. Folks, if you don't know about Warriors Edge, we just do fucking boxing. We don't do Zumba boxing. We don't do sweating to the oldies. We don't do nothing like that. 90% of the people here, guys, the ages from 7 to 24 or even older, they want to compete. Compete within themselves, but it's just boxing. We don't have classes or nothing.
We have older people. I mean, we have Rick. What is he, about 75? Oh, sorry, Rick.
Shit. I'm sure. 75. Fuck, man. That's crazy, man. Hey, Herman, do you want to show us the Blue Demon mask or no? No.
Oh, hold on. Where did I put it?
Folks, we're going to sign off with this, but Herman's going to go ahead and just show. I mean, this is Herman, folks. Let me introduce you to the Blue Demons in the house. Okay. How are you, sir?
Hola, aquí está Blue Pito, listo para la cuenta. Vamos a pelear por la máscara. Véngase.
Can you give the folks the message about wearing the mask in Texas? Go ahead, Herman.
Can I what?
Can you tell us wear the mask, please?
Yes, por favor, póngase. I'll say it in Spanish. Por favor, póngase la máscara. No sea llorón. Póngase la máscara. In English, to my amigos out there, this is Blue Pito. Please put on the mask. You need the mask. The mask makes all the difference. If you go to Walmart and they say you don't need a mask, please put the mask on, man. It ain't going to kill you. If you've been wearing it for a year, it sure as hell ain't going to kill you anymore, man. We got a couple of masks. Just wear it.
Great, man. Fuck it, Herman. Great introduction there. Avenue Hector said Warriors Edge, a great gym with great people. See you at the gym, Soontree. Nothing but hard workers. I appreciate that comment, Hector. Thanks for all the comments, folks. Like I said, we're going to come back with more. Here's another comment. Joel Rodriguez, I started working out in Warriors Edge, and honestly, it's been a great 2 weeks and is badass. Thank you, Joel, for that comment, folks. Good guys out there, man. Folks, it's going to get better. The podcast is going to get better. We're going to have Joel Diaz, March the 18th, professional trainer right now, and he's been sought by many fighters like Timothy Bradley, and now Yildirim. He's fought the great likes, opponents like Canelo Alvarez. And also, we're going to have Matthew Aguilar, correct, Blue Demon?
Yeah, we got Matt. No, don't say Blue Demon. He'll sue me, man.
Okay,
yeah.
Blue Demonio.
Blue Demonio. Blue Pito. Anyways, Matt just sent me all his information. I sent it to you. I hope you got it.
Yeah, we're gonna have Matt. He's our columnist for the El Paso.
He knows boxing. He knoes his boxing.
He's in Chicago, right?
Yeah, he's in Chicago.
So it's gonna be fun to talk to him. So, folks, we got big guests on the show, man. I love it, man. People like Brian Vera, so humble. Joel Diaz as well. We got Matthew Aguilar coming. We also got maybe Kelly Pavlik on the table. We got some more fighters coming up that we're going to be talking boxing. So, folks, this has been our show, man. It's been great with Herman, Lupito, Brian Vera, and myself. Signing off from Warriors Edge Boxing Gym in El Paso, Texas. And, folks, like I've always signed off and said, anything you do in life, put God first. This has been our podcast, folks. Have a great night.
Listo.